Oh.
Yo! Yo! Come on!
What's the deal?
I'm just really bad at laches. Give me tons of unsolicited advice, but actually it's not unsolicited because I'm asking for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Send me detailed videos explaining exactly how to improve my laches.
Hey parkour nerds, Coach Tom here with Coach Renee. We're here at Origins Parkour. We were watching the Motus projects on YouTube and we saw our friend Giles had a problem.
Yo! Come on!
Now if you don't know who Giles is, he's the founder of the Motus projects, which is a parkour clothing brand, and he's known throughout the culture as being a filmmaker. And he's a longtime practitioner. He's been around since the early days of parkour, and he doesn't know how to do a lache. So for a lot of people, this is a problem and it's quite difficult to do. So we're gonna try to help him out. And in the process, it might help you when you're learning this move. Let's take a look at the video.
That's scary.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at throwing one arm and I don't train them often, so.
Oh.
Yo! Yo! Come on! I was literally blind.
All right, so this is actually kind of an easy one because like a good student, Giles is giving us some feedback here and he's saying that there are two problems with his swing. The first problem is he is alluding to that he can't really do what he's calling or describing as a one-armed release, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later.
But he's also reporting that he's blind. He can't see the landing as he's coming into it. And that's kind of putting him in a position where he's actually not really stacked over top of himself.
So both of these problems are actually connected and they're working together against Giles from helping him achieve his goal. What we're gonna do is we're gonna break down some drills and hopefully come up with a plan so that Giles can fix his lache. The first thing we're gonna look at fixing are Giles' shapes when he is swinging. Now, we already did a video on backswing shapes. You can check that out somewhere up here. But what we're gonna be looking at right now is the shapes he's making with his body on his front swing and his release. So the problem here is that he actually stays in an arched position, like Coach Tom is doing here. And as he's swinging forward, his hips are blocking his line of sight, so he can't see where he's going. What should actually be happening is he should be going from that arch shape into a hollow shape on the release, and we're gonna take a look at some drills on how to establish that habit.
Come on.
So weird. I grabbed there, this time not there.
All right, Giles, welcome to Origins Parkour. It's your first class and we're gonna be practicing laches. So you need to understand that there are two shapes you can get into while you're swinging. One is an arch shape where I'm pulling my heels back, driving my hips forward, and also trying to stretch my shoulders. My shoulders are kind of tight, but I can still get into that position and know what it feels like. The next shape you're going to wanna learn is the hollow shape, where we're really gonna try to do a bit of an ab crunch here, point our toes forward, and get into a hang position on the bar like so. Then what we're gonna try to do is what we call a beat swing, where I alternate between these two positions in a rhythmic fashion without actually swinging back and forth. So we stay in place as we do our beat swing. And we have some fun. And we try to get some repetitions of this, and then we move on to our next drill. Those beat swings were fun, but now it's time for us to actually get some swing going and connect this to a lache. So now that I understand the two shapes, I'm going to try to do a tap swing. On my back swing, I'm going to try to make an arch, and then I'm going to kick through the bottom, which is what we call a tap, which leads me into that more of a hollow position on the front swing. So we get some swing going, arch, tap, arch, tap, arch, tap.
Yo! Come on! I was literally blind.
So now that you've put in some work on those beat swings and your tap swings, that should improve your positions coming into your final release. And it should allow you to see just a little bit better. So Coach Renee is gonna show kicking forward into that hollow shape that really helps him see a little bit. But as the swing gets larger and larger, this is still going to be a problem. You're still going to have trouble seeing your landing as you come into it. This is where we need to address the problem, the second problem that Giles brought up, which is the one arm release.
I'm really bad at throwing one arm.
A lot of people think about this as a one-armed release, and it is true that one hand releases slightly earlier than the other, but it's actually way more helpful to think about it as what your hips are doing. So what we're gonna practice here is we're gonna do some swings with a hip turn. So I'm gonna do forward and backward, generate some swing here, and then on my forward swing, I'm gonna try to turn my hips over to the side. And just get used to this position to allow myself to get ready for my actual release. Once you've had some practice on your hip turn swings, you're gonna wanna get a target that's low to the floor, and you'll start with a very small swing. You'll get that hip turn, and that will reveal the target to you. And then once you're ready to release, you're gonna try to spot the landing the whole time and pull extra hard with the arm that you rotated towards.
Use your arms more is not gonna help me.
So again, I'm turning over to the right side. I'm gonna try to spot my landing, pull extra hard, and throw away the bar with my right arm, and that should help square me up with my landing.
Now that we've laid the foundations for a better release, make sure that you go through particularly that last drill by starting small and then gradually increasing your distance over time. Don't just try to figure that you know everything that we talked about and then go hit that challenge again. Do make sure that you spend time once again going from small to big.
So Giles, you asked for it.
But actually it's not unsolicited because I'm asking for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And we came here to rescue you, to help save your Lache from the dreaded blind landings that you had. So if you found it helpful, please like and subscribe. If our audience found it helpful, please like and subscribe. Share this with somebody who needs help with their Lache. This is a very common issue that a lot of people have. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and we'll catch you in the next video.